Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit, and in the green. Welcome back to Pokemon Emerald version as we run into another battle. We caught a couple of new Pokemon on this route, and we were introduced to the full power of the Steel Falcon.
Yes!
Skarmory is not taking prisoners. The work I put into this thing is going to make it incredibly useful. I mean, all my Pokemon will be useful. But I'm going to give Skarmory a little bit of time in the limelight. Admittedly, Skarmory isn't that helpful against the villainous teams for the most part. Because, you know, water and fire. But I will nonetheless remain confident in everything Skarmory can do. Like, its defense will steadily grow. But some of its growth already reflects what I've done. Because there were points where it's getting like 8 defense, 6 attack. James. Yeah, that's a bit rough. Like, I don't know why there's the stereotype that girls are afraid of bugs. You could get just as many girls who are interested in bugs, and as a matter of fact, I think we should try and avoid sort of having things like that as stereotypes. Anybody can be interested in anything as far as I'm concerned, as long as it's not distasteful. And by distasteful, I mean the things that are like blatantly illegal, really creepy, all that sort of stuff. Like, something like bug catching, that's for everyone. It should be for everyone. So. Well. I will give these the Carbos to Kiwi and the Protein to the Shell. Because the Shell has a bold nature. Really feels like there should be a hidden item up here. But there isn't. We are approaching Meteor Falls. We'll have a few capable opponents to battle. And yeah, that's why Kindlers use Water-type Pokemon, because they're responsible about how they use fire. However, I believe that the Steel Falcon will be able to take care of this. Having a non-contact physical move, really good. So, I mean, it sort of made sense as to which moves were contact moves and which ones weren't. It could just be a little bit fiddly, especially given the classification of types. However, they got much better about this from Gen 4 and the physical special split onward. That being said, there are still some special moves that do actually make contact. Future me might need a bit of a hand to give a bit of a hand with that, but there are some physical moves, like Psycho Cut, and most ground moves, that do not actually make contact. Rock and a lot of ground moves actually don't make contact, which can make rock types really handy in some respects. Yes, I have been making my Pokemon evolve. And when I get the Moonstone, I will probably make Kiwi evolve. Just for some extra oomph. Alright. Falcon Steel Wing.
Falcon Punch!
I do love that the old school animation for Steel Wing and moves like that. Just sort of the Pokemon's body taking on that metallic hue to attack. It feels really cool. A bit like Metal Mario almost. That's not going to do very much. Now we probably need to double in on Numel, because it's actually going to be dangerous. Go for Peck because Swift hits both targets. Alright, maybe I didn't need to double in. Falcon has that handled. And we do wind up switching target. Wait, That could have gone badly if he picked on the shell. Thankfully, that wasn't very bright. I forgot that. I mean, this is kind of like being at the battle frontier. You really need good knowledge of what your Pokemon actually know. Which, as I've mentioned, is why Noland gives out the knowledge symbol. Because to master the Battle Factory and the rental Pokemon, you do need to know a lot. I admit that I like the Battle Factory in terms of what I can play. I will admit that my favourite of the Frontier Brains is indeed Lucy. I love her design. I'm going to be honest, part of the reason I like Sabrina's Heart Gold Soul Silver design so much is that I am genuinely a sucker for the bare midriff look. We've all got our little preferences. But then again, I'd also admit that just no matter what, Sabrina looks really good. Even the, I suppose her outfit's not immodest. But like the sort of full body outfits, let's call them, even those look really good. Like, I will appreciate a lot of the character styles. I mean, and like I said, part of the reason that I don't like Wallace's outfit from Oras is because I think it's completely unfitting. And when he does have that sort of really nice outfit with the beret and the cape, well, he's always got the beret, but the outfit with the cape and everything, he just looks classy. Like, it's showy, but it's tasteful, as I said. Steven just always looks sharp, and like I said, I associate him with Sharp-Dressed Man by ZZ Top. So if we go up here, I love the music in Meteor Falls. It's cut off by Zubat. But we do have a Pokemon we can find in here. We do have a new Pokemon. We do get Solrock, but not Lunatone. Shouldn't take too long. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was honestly starting to doubt myself. Well, let's chip away at it a little bit. Probably because I had Ruby version, I do really like Solrock. It gets associated with fire moves and moves that can use the sun. Well, interestingly, Lunatone can also get some ice moves. It's pretty cool, and it sort of sucked that Solrock didn't really get to use a lot of the cool moves it got very efficiently. Because, yeah, okay, it can get Flamethrower, it can get Solar Beam, which is pretty good, but it just can't use them because its special attack stinks. Now, fortunately, it did get physical psychic moves, but it's a real pain actually getting Zen Headbutt on it for the most part, and you needed tutors. Fortunately, I think it does get an easier time, but one of the biggest missed opportunities in Pokemon was not doing anything with Solrock and Lunatone in Sun and Moon. I mean, yes, they did get a base stat total increase, Their health went up by base 20 from 70 to 90. They didn't really need that. Like, you could have done more with them. Even as somebody who's not a fan of Mega Evolution as a concept, but who is very happy to see Mega Evolution returning because it at least means Alakazam will be in Legend ZA, and it did get to show it off. Solrock and Lunatone could have at least got a Mega or an Evolution. That would have been cool. Anyway, we have caught Solrock. Solrock, the Meteorite Pokemon. Solrock is believed to have come from space and is very good at utilizing thermal energy in addition to its mysterious psychic power. Every Solrock, as it gradually ages over the course of its long life, will eventually wind up burning out and reducing itself to a small stone that, if exposed to special energy, will live on as a sunstone. So, I really do like Solrock, but I'm not using it this run. I've never used Lunatone. I would have liked to be able to. Now, the reason I didn't go over the bridge is because we'll encounter these guys. Hehehe. With this meteorite, that thing in Mount Chimney will... Huh? I don't know who you are, but if you get in the way of Team Magma, don't expect any mercy.
Hold it right there, Team Magma. You're badly mistaken if you think you can have your way with the world.
Hehehe. Even Team Aqua joins us. But it's too much trouble to deal with you all. Actually, we'd probably get our asses kicked. It doesn't matter. We've got the meteorite, so off to Mount Chimney we go. Ha ha ha! Be seeing you, you Team Aqua dingbats. Well, they're not quite the Aquabats.
Didn't I see you before? At Slateport's museum?
Ah, so your name is Scarlet.
At the time, I thought you were one of Team Magma's goons. Huh, you're one odd kid. Team Magma is a dangerous group of total fanatics, and we are totally not fanatics at all. We're completely normal people who are just obsessed with raising the sea. That's all. We're normal. They're nuts. Seriously. Have you seen that Maxi guy? Anyway, they engage in destruction, claiming to expand the landmass. They are the rivals to us, the sea-loving Team Aqua. Who knows why they're trying to expand the land? They've probably got property development contracts and they're going to build really shonky condominium towers. Maybe I can build a really shonky water world. Gives me an idea. Anyway! Boss, we should give chase to Team Magma. Yes, we must. We've got to hurry. There's no telling what Team Magma will do at Mount Chimney. Scarlet, you should keep an eye out for Team Magma, too. Farewell!
Oh, hello, there's a scientist. I'm Cosmo. I'm a professor. Team Magma asked me to guide them to Meteor Falls. But they tricked me. They even took my meteorite away. And then another similar bunch, Team Aqua, showed up. After that, I don't understand any of it. But that Team Magma, what are they going to do with that meteorite at Mount Chimney? Now, if we want, we could loop back around. Can we? Well, there's the Moonstone. Now, I want to see if we can actually go down Route 115. Oh, now I find another Solrock. I'm slightly annoyed about that. I shall knock it out, not out of spite, because Falcon needs the experience. I want to push to level 28. Close, another zoo battle to do. So let's see if I can actually push down and go onto Route 115. Yep, it really is a cave. It is like the cave of all Pokemon. Way too many Zubats.
Yes!
Level 28. Nice work, Falcon. Nice jump in stats, too. Okay, so... I don't have the item. The Super Potion. We haven't got anything rare yet, but that's okay. I did get the nugget, so I'm probably paying for that. Oh, I can. There's nothing actually stopping me. So, we need Surf to fully explore Route 115. And we walk right into a black belt. Busting bricks with his forehead. Oh, that's the... Yeah. My strongest skill is busting bricks with my forehead. I totally don't have a concussion. Rightio, so they are scaled for you, actually. I think what you're meant to do is sort of go in a big circle and wind up approaching Route 112 that way. We do need Surf to unlock a special event with Watson, but we obviously don't have that yet. But we can loop around. We can loop around and we can get closer to the actual cable car. Of course your head's gonna be busted. I'll give you a rematch after you go to the hospital and get that concussion looked at, dude. Alright, so there's a battle girl down here. Sorry about that. Didn't know. Fight me. Actually, don't fight me. You're gonna... Well, if you're just sort of hovering there in a flying kick pose, probably not a good thing to do, because if you see the flying kick coming, you can very easily get out of the way. Don't really think Faith has had too many new moves lately. Alright, so normal damage. Don't think I'm going to wait around to find out what it is. Hidden power was alright, but the fact that power fluctuated was a bit of a pain in the butt. Because it could be anywhere from 30 power to 70 power. I think it was a lot nicer that they fixed it at base 60 in Generation 6. It kind of sucked that it got taken away in a lot of games because a lot of Pokemon lost their coverage option. Or at least it wound up only being available on Unknown, which is sad. I kind of wish they'd do something more with Unknown, but it's kind of interesting that there's just this mysterious Pokemon that really doesn't do much until you get heaps and heaps and heaps of them. 6 is not a large number. And they will do something special. I do kind of like that. I wish they'd I wish they would give them something special to do. Like some sort of real upgrade. But they're not bad as they are. I do, at some point, want to try an Unknownly challenge. That is, going through a game with a team of only unknowns. And just for the sake of it, have Unknown that spell out help me. But yeah, that could be fun. They're an interesting Pokemon, especially if it does seem to be true that there is a completely different alphabet used in the Pokemon world, as we've seen in games like Scarlet and Violet. This could be really interesting because it means that Unknown is even more alien to people on account of the fact it doesn't match their alphabet at all. Isn't the concept of that pretty cool? Like, something that we can read, that we take for granted, is just so alien to these people. Like, imagine how much trouble we'd have working out what an Unknown said if it was based on on the Cyrillic alphabet or on hieroglyphs or some sort of old script somewhere along the way. Yes! So we want to Bubble Beam and we want to Fury Swipes to take out Survivor as quickly as we can. Crap. I need a better move than... I definitely need a better move than Fury Swipes, and fast. Now, Skarmory can learn... Skarmory is going to have to be my candidate for Aerial Ace. Shadow Ball is going to be useful, but I don't know what else the shell can use. Alright, Spoink. I've actually considered using Grumpy. It might be fun to use this time around. Alright, well, we avoided that. Hopefully Spoink doesn't have any Dark-type moves. Doesn't have great defense. Fortunately, Faith is providing good coverage. And yeah, really fun note, Surf doesn't hurt your partner in these games. So, yeah, as I mentioned, Titanizer could be defeated in one turn, which is really stupid for a gym leader in a double battle. The only other gym leader you could feasibly defeat in one turn is Lieutenant Surge in yellow version, but that's because he's only got one Pokemon, in keeping with the anime. So here we are back in Rustboro, where I'll quickly heal up. Now, I haven't gone through my little stat sheet thing as well. So the stat sheet for this episode, with our trivia about highest stats, the highest HP of all Fire-type Pokemon actually belongs to Entei with base 115. Among the non-legendary Pokemon, the highest is a tie between Emboar and Colossal with base 110. Oh yes, I probably should wind up using... Or do I do it a bit later? See what other things Kiwi's going to learn. Because I think Kiwi learns a few moves fairly quickly. I'll have a look, and maybe next session I'll evolve Kiwi. For attack, the highest attack of any fire type is, somewhat unsurprisingly, Primal Groudon at base 180. Now, if we go for non-Mega and Mergers, then it's Darmanitan at 140. Pretty impressive. Darmanitan does hit incredibly hard. If we're going for defense stat, it's Primal Groudon, again, as the highest with base 160. If we go for the highest among non-Mega and Mergers, it actually winds up being Torkoal with base 140. Torkoal has surprisingly solid defense. It's just that a lot of fire types are not regarded as defensive powerhouses because of their common weaknesses. Among special attack, the highest is Mega Charizard Y with base 159. The highest of non-Mega and Mergers is Blacephalon with base 151, and then the highest of all regular Pokemon is Chandelure with base 145. I love Chandelure. Fantastic Pokemon. Reasonable bulk with base 90 in both defenses. It's a bit slow and its HP isn't great, but it might take a hit or two, and it hits like a truck. There we are. We should be set for catching. Ah, rightio. The fluffy tail works like the Pokédoll. It's like a skitty tail. There you go. So, for special defense, it's actually Ho-Oh with base 154 special defense. Ho-Oh is pretty tanky. Its defense isn't great, but its special defense is amazing. Then we get for regular fire types, it's Flareon with base 110. Weird. A little unusual, but Flareon gets to be good at something. The fastest fire type is Galarian Darmanitan at base 135. Otherwise, it's Talonflame at base 126. Then, well, we are pretty much at the end of the episode, almost. I did speed up a bit, so I'll take a little bit of a break. We will note that the Team Magma Goons are gone. So, for flying types, the highest HP, all told, Driftblim base 150. The highest attack, unsurprisingly, Mega Rayquaza with base 180. Non-Mega and Merge is Rayquaza at base 150, and then the highest non-legend is Archeops with base 140. The highest defense of all flying type Pokemon, the Steel Falcon, Skarmory, base 140. Premier Physical Wall in Gen 2, and even now. Highest special attack and higher of all Pokemon, unsurprisingly, Mega Rayquaza. Highest of non-Mega and Merges, Rayquaza, 150. Highest of all non-legends, Togekiss with base 120. Little unusual, but it's a solid Pokemon. For special defense, base 154 is the highest, with Ho-Oh and Lugia tying. If we remove the legendary Pokemon, then it's actually Mantine with base 140. Johto represent. I did work out a lot of the base stats for various Pokemon, sort of the averages by region, and Johto actually had the best special defense of all Pokemon. The fastest flying type Pokemon is Ninjask with base 160, and that's where I'll wrap things up for now. Next time we will charge up Mount Chimney and take on Team Magma. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, this is Red 2 returning to base.